a band.
True. Hello, everyone. I definitely didn't touch the captions, for sure.
Bye, sire.
Did
Look
not.
what you've done.
I know. Tragic. Forgot.
I barely remember her being here.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've
I
seen
know. Disastrous. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another evening of D&D. We are Not Great RPG, and we're here once again for the Lost Kings of Adoris. I was about to say the city of Oshwamp, but that's not what's happening.
Nope. It'll be a very different evening.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared. Also, Chel's not here. Nor is Paul.
Where's Paul?
You guys could fill in for them.
I'd be ready.
Yeah. Autumn would be a good Chel, I think, as Thariel.
I think we're a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she kills people for fun.
I could do that.
There you go. All right. The intersection.
I was gonna say, it's very similar
Yeah,
between,
literally,
honestly.
genuinely. Both very quiet characters, soft-spoken, only speak really when spoken to, kill when needed.
Big
and
murder
enjoy
time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, we're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then after a brief recap, pick up where we left off
3
weeks ago, some amount of time ago.
I'm John, and I play Marcus.
I'm Sarah, and I play Dandelion.
I'm Glenn, I play Endgear.
I'm Autumn and I play Twig.
I'm Mike, and I play Mr. Pigeon.
And I'm Don, the DM for this campaign.
I sound.
Your sound.
Look what she's done to me. Amateur.
Last time, you guys had just finished killing the two Blackflowers, Lady Corin and Lady Arin and Lord Coram. Just combined them together.
Lady Corin! My character?
Yeah.
There's a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He understands the plight of women! He gets it!
And a necklace burst from around Lady Arin Blackflower's neck, releasing an amorphous cloud of smoke, which played a very horrifying, villainous monologue from figures unknown that told you all that you were marked by death for interrupting the plans that he has had in process for an incredibly long time. And for millennia, and you guys have fucked that up, and now you're marked for death, which is not good.
So what else is new?
Yeah. You guys investigated. Half of the group went through the back double doors, and the other two of you, Endgear and Dandelion, went through a purple portal that appeared on the wall. The people that went through the double doors were greeted with a courtyard with suits of armor from the various militaries from around the other kingdoms, from around this landmass. Marcus took the pauldrons off of the suit of armor for the kingdom of Fjordain and kept those for himself to add to his own armor. Mr. Pigeon and Twig went up to the door. Twig stayed a little bit behind because she has since the entirety of the time accused Mr. Pigeon of not being Mr. Pigeon because he did speak, couldn't possibly be him. Mm-hmm. He's a liar, he's an imposter.
It's not her pigeon.
Not her pigeon. Could be anyone, but it's not him. So she doesn't trust him. He tried to use logic and reasoning, and she said, no. You're wrong. Absolutely not. Couldn't be. Listened to the following door up a set of stairs and realized that there was absolutely no sound on the other side of the door. It was completely silent, which seemed like either everyone had abandoned the keep, the Blackflower Keep, or they were waiting on the other side of the door to kill all of you as soon as you open the door. And you won't know which because you didn't open the door. So it was determined, this is a bad idea. Let's go back the other way because of this. Dandelion and Endgear in the purple portal room realized that they stepped through a mirror into some sort of
Prince's bedroom.
Prince's bedroom, yeah.
Purple room.
Into a circular wooden room with a ladder filled with books and notebooks, a singular desk, a lovely picture of Endgear's body on the wall with kind of almost a medical diagram.
The Vitruvian man.
Yeah, the Vitruvian Endgear with scientific terms and things pointing to aspects. Yeah.
The science.
That's really the only
The
thing.
science.
Just
I'm sorry. It's just some scientific term. There's a big red arrow's cock.
schlong.
Look at it, how all of the perspective lines lead
Right.
your eyes right to his cock.
Fades into the horizon.
The remainder of the group then walks back out and rejoins the rest of the party in said portal room. You guys find a couple of interesting letters. One in the book that Engir pulls from outside of the room up on one of the bookshelves up at the top, and another that is found in the desk within the room. Both of them similarly alluding to things perhaps about Engir and what might have been done here, as well as something that failed in the past, that they were having to start over, that things would be cleansed, and that they would start again from scratch. The letter seems to be signed by Fivril Blackflower, and it is assumed that this is his chambers of some degree, that he is able to watch through this portal, through the space where Engir had been previously, had spells thrown at him to test his magical abilities and enhance things about him. You guys then smashed everything, set a fire, and absconded up the ladder through another portal that took you out into the forest outside of where you all entered. As you ascended, you realized that you were pushing through what appeared to be grass, indicating that this was seemingly a one-way portal. There was no way for you to get back to where you came from. All of you went up. You did leave the poor zombie Ren flossing in the woods alone, where he did, at the once time expired due to distance, has turned back into a skeleton and fallen to the ground in the forest alone.
The singular
unburied.
tear as the sun comes up.
Yeah, the following morning, sun comes up and he freezes, ceases to exist. Also, the horse and carriage is also
Oh no.
trapped in the woods somewhere.
Oh, they know how to get back, probably.
Yeah, well,
No, I thought Artemis took the carriage back.
he did. That's right, he did. So it's
He
just
left
poor
it.
Ren.
With the
He
full of
left it.
people.
Yeah, just poor Ren.
I like to think there was a half a moment when he loads everybody up on the carriage and gets ready to go, and he like looks over at the zombie like,
It's for the best.
Yeah,
no.
I love the thought of it being like, a robot that slows down
Yeah.
as he hits the moment of like it's finally happening, and then the tear, just the slow floss.
that is kind of what I'm picturing. It is it's just slower and slower until it stops. You guys made your way back to the inn. Talked briefly with Artemis and Madame Morrigan. You were told that you could sleep as you went down into the basement again. Cookie brought you guys some snacks. Evelyn told you that she would bring Ophelia to greet you all in the morning, as she wished to give her thanks for you saving her, as well as to see if you needed any assistance from her due to her magical abilities that she does have. Cookie then brought you guys some delicious scones and sung a beautiful rendition of Hello, It's Cookie as you guys went into the dregs of slumber where we are picking up. You are waking up in the slightly just before noon, as you did get back close-ish to sunrise, so you slept through to about noon, and that is where you are waking up to the sounds of Cookie snoring in the corner in a chair, just kind of mumbling to himself.
Cookie's asleep as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello. The song puts him to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a problem. He sings his own lullaby.
I was like, he's
Laying in bed. Hello, it's Cookie.
he did stay behind, right? He wasn't with
Yeah,
us.
no, he just,
Okay.
back to sleep.
Making sure I
Made
wasn't
some food, back to bed.
forgetting that an entire person
Oh,
was with
no,
us.
no, yeah.
Also, thank you, Mike, very much. Yes, that's where we're picking up. You guys are waking up in the basement of the tavern, in the small little conference-y style room that you guys had found yourself in. Yeah.
Wake up for yonder morning, and from the plate that I had previously, I had removed the pauldrons because I wanted to use my father's pauldrons.
Yes.
Still, but don my new set of glorious plate mail and just try all it on.
Very good.
Fix everything from my old blackened plate and, take in the view of myself in the morning breeze. I would like to find some sort of local lake that I might look down upon it in all my glory and appreciate my physical form.
Sure. Are you going to leave and go to a lake?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll say that this happens before everyone else awakens. You being a young spry man, are used to waking with
I
the
was a farmer.
sunrise.
I would have woken up at noon, or not. I would have never woken up at noon.
You've never woken up before.
Yeah, I've never been awake.
So I will briefly have everyone else depart and leave me with just Marcus, if you would, for a moment. Thank you.
Absolutely not.
I'm doing my finest sneaking away.
Donna, enjoy that. I dropped it in the artwork chat.
Slither away.
Oh, that's really good. Thank you. That's terrifying.
You made it.
That's right. I also swapped my
I
feet.
did do it. That is super cool.
What is it?
Let me pull it up on him.
I mean, he said he put it in the art channel, right?
Yep.
Oh, holy shit, yeah.
Mhm.
That's fucking badass looking. Glorious. She's dead. Bitch. Yeah, I would do all of my absolute best to avoid people as I remove myself from basement.
Sure.
Obviously, I know that it's going to be early enough in the day that there might be a lunch crowd of sorts, but I would have kept the plate and stuff in my bag. I would have left the sword and my weapons and things like that still in the room. So I would have just emptied a sack, put the full plate in there, put my father's pauldrons in.
Yeah, and then gone to the lake
yeah.
and donned your father's armor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Looking at, again, because it was plate that I was wearing through him, but it was so fiercely and aggressively damaged that, and blackened. But
Yeah.
now, once again, wearing the silver regalia of a knight commander and also having now the gauntlets of Griffith. And then my father's pauldrons, which would still be the, you had said red, correct? For
Red,
the
yes.
gilded crest, just kind of stand and, I don't know, I would have never witnessed my father as the knight commander. I would have only ever seen him after abdicating his position and only in the aesthetic guise of, a forsaken knight and, as a man who resembles his physical features pretty heavily in my face, like just kind of take a moment to stand there and genuinely just lose myself in the waters of the lake and, wonder if he one day looked like this.
Sure.
And I would, kind of sit for a moment and then, my prayers are usually much earlier in the day for waking up around dawn. Would sit and remove the gauntlets and kind of look at, bare calloused hands and palms and let my hand like dance over the water and, slightly wet my palms and kind of run the whatever freshwater, I'm assuming freshwater lake, water over my face and, through my hair and kind of like pull the long braid towards me to look at it for the first time myself. Seeing it in my reflection, seeing the slight hue discoloration in my hair that was, an ombre of dark oaken browns and lighter chestnuts to now see has as has been described to me, like an orange hue that still, even when I'm not wielding the blade, is slightly present. I think there would be a moment where I would kind of quietly dunk my hair, just the like lower part of the braid, maybe like the bottom fifth of it, into the water.
Sure.
Pull it and wring the water out and look to see whether or not that orange hue remains.
It does.
Yeah.
It's faint.
Yeah.
Similar to the kind of embers of a fading fire.
Yeah.
And the almost ethereal, fiery shackles that manifested around your ankles. They're not glowing persistently. You don't see them constantly, but there is just that like radiant heat from a fire kind of
Yeah.
cascading out even across the surface of this pond a little bit, as it kind of glitters a little bit more than you would
Sure.
expect normal water to.
Yeah, the haze above the water like desert sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would sit for a moment, and the morning prayers for me typically were for Torm and Tyr to ask for guidance and resilience and fortitude, and now having also accepted both the adorned mantle of Lathander and now the endurance of Ilmater, just this quiet contemplative moment of like, have I undertaken tasks from gods that extend beyond the capabilities that I do possess as a mortal man? Am I on a path that is doomed for failure simply because they are trials, Herculean in nature, that I'm just a man? I'm not, obviously Hercules wouldn't exist in this narrative,
Yeah.
but in recognition of the individuals that I have heard folk tales of, all of them always seemed larger than life. This notion of they possessed a will, an indomitable nature, something that drove them and that gave them the capacity to achieve such lofty goals, and that I am afraid that I have undertaken far beyond the limits of my body. And just a quiet prayer to ask, almost to plea, for the notion that since I recognize I am lacking, to beseech them to intervene on my behalf, to make me more than what I am, that I might, for them and through them and with them, do the good that I strive to do with my life.
Sure.
Just quietly sit there.
Yeah, you sit and you... would you say this prayer aloud or just think that to yourself? There's no one around.
There's no one around. I would just think it
Sure.
like...
Yeah, you sit and think to yourself and ask for guidance from these gods that you have accepted in addition to the ones that you already have tattooed upon your torso.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask them for the courage and the fortitude to withstand the burden that you have placed upon yourself by accepting all of these tasks that you have accepted and these Herculean feats that you have put upon yourself. And you feel the gauntlet just kind of vibrate, almost a humming, as the gems illuminate and glisten in a sort of recognition that your prayer was heard. You don't feel different.
Yeah.
But I think for Marcus, the fact that as a fairly religious man, knowing that there are powers beyond himself out there that do listen, whether it be the actual people you're speaking to or a messenger in between, you feel that sense of comfort.
Yeah.
And as you sit by the water, you see almost an ethereal red-haired figure appear next to you.
In the reflection of the water, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she just staring at the water in this reflection.
She look familiar?
Yeah, it is the figure of the flame-eyed one.
Yeah, Milana.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She just looks straight out at the water. It does give quite a great deal of power, does it not? The blade. But a heavy burden.
It doesn't need to be that way.
It's a tool to accomplish the difficult things.
Yeah, I think I would almost instinctively set my eyes in the water, like where I am looking at
Sure.
hers in the water. And just you remind me very much of people I have met before.
In what sense?
I've witnessed the immense suffering of people many times over. Your suffering is not a tool, and not a thing that I choose to wield.
I chose my suffering to protect people that I cared about.
And still they died.
And you just see her almost twitch.
Mm-hmm. Not because you were weak. Not because you or the tool were insufficient.
We'll have to see how effectively you wield it, lest it overtake you, and you find yourself in here with me, till another wields it. I made my sacrifice. Success or failure, it matters not. My choice was made. I paid my price.
I would start to climb to my feet,
Sure.
still maintaining eye contact with her in the water. You sacrificed others. I think someday you'll learn that. And I would smile in the direction of her reflection in the water, and I know what a good sacrifice does look for. That's what my father did. Not what you did.
And upon hearing that, you see her reach out as her eyes almost ignite with a burning rage. And she strikes forward, and the surface of the water ripples as it dissipates and her reflection fades.
Yeah, I would. Again, still looking in that area of the surface of the water, just kind of sigh. I know what it's like to be changed by your circumstances, especially the immense torture I know you've suffered in life and in this prison. I will not wield your pain. I will wield the strength that you strove to find. I will find it. And I will show you where you were misguided. Not because I know the direction to walk. Just kind of like hold the gauntlets out and look down at the tattoos that would be poking through the undersiding of the breastplate of the plate mail.
Yeah.
But because these things, they know where to direct me. Not you. Their wisdom will keep me whole. I think you lacked. Where hopefully I do not. I do not walk alone. And I would turn and ironically walk alone back to the fucking building.
Yeah. I'll have you switch with Sarah as you make your way back.
Into yonder building.
Hi.
Hi. Concerning.
No. Totally fine. Where in the room would Dandelion be sleeping?
So this was still the room with the table that we were sleeping in?
Yep.
Trying to remember what we were established. I mean, I think she was sitting next to Marcus, and dozing off at the table. If there were no beds or anything, she probably would have just...
My assumption is that she might have taken the hammock that Cookie had under the table.
I didn't know there was a hammock, so...
Yeah. You would have seen him in there the last time. That's where he got up from and came out from under the table.
Was he not sleeping in the hammock?
No, he was in a chair in the corner. He fell asleep while singing his song.
She might have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you think she would have done.
She would have fit in it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, she probably would have just, again, dozed off, with her head on, leaning on the table.
Sure. Okay. Dandelion doesn't dream really at all. You have what I can only describe as kind of just recaps of memories, things that you've experienced, but nothing that I would consider a dream. You've kind of had aspects of stories that Ron had told you kind of play out almost in your imagination, but always with his voice in the background kind of narrating what you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that you felt you had control over. And most of the time it was just you sitting next to Ron as he told you these stories. Occasionally you would get flashes of things that he had said.
Mm-hmm.
But on this occasion, you get a feeling of not dread, but discomfort as you hear an echoey laughter just in the distance, as if you're in a church and someone is laughing in one of the pews, very, very echoey and far away from you. And you force open your eyes and you're surrounded just by blackness, darkness. And you look around you and the floor where you're standing is just puddles of water. Shimmery, flat puddles of water. Like a room that's been flooded.
Does it stretch outwards?
Infinitely. You see no edges.
Are there any reflections in the...
You see yourself reflected in the water. But the only light is from the faint glow that comes from you in this space. There's no other light. You see nothing in the distance, nothing in this space. And this laughter gets closer and closer and closer, but it sounds like it is coming in from all directions. It's not like it's one direction and moving in towards you. It's just getting louder and louder as it collapses in on you. And you see above you in this space what you would perceive. The only way that you can tell that it's above you is because of the watery floor on which you're standing. You see the face of the pale-skinned elven man that was described to you, that had your mirror. And you see him laughing. You see his long auburn hair pulled back in a ponytail, the gray hood of his robes that you had been described, the symbol of the silver ankh on his robe. And you see him holding something in his hand, but you can't quite perceive what it is. It's as if it's just out of reach. And the laughter gets louder and louder and louder until you feel like if it gets any louder, it's going to burst your eardrums. And you close your eyes and you open them again, and the sound stops and echoes. And you find yourself in a small room with wooden walls, a small single bed, wooden door, no windows. Not a room you recognize. And you hear the sound of scraping, almost like nails on a chalkboard, outside of this door.
Am I able to move in this?
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the room?
There's a dresser on the far side. There's a small mirror on top of this dresser. And then this small little bed that you're on. Small little wardrobe.
I guess the scratching is still at the door? Or, like, did it sound small, like a small creature, or like...
It's it sounds like it's in the hallway, not at the door itself.
Gonna crack the door open and peek out.
You see darkness at the end of this hallway, and you see what looks like an enormous hulking hag-like figure with long slender claws, glowing blue eyes, and you see her just kind of tilt her head and look towards you. Hello, my dear.
She moving at all?
Just standing, kind of shaking.
Who are you?
We've been waiting for you to come home.
I've never seen this type of creature before.
Mm-mm.
I don't know you. I have a home. I've never seen you there.
But soon you will.
Who are you?
And she just... You don't remember?
I don't know you. Who are you?
And she sinks her claws into the wall and pulls herself forward towards you, rushing at you, closing the gap in almost a second. And you
the door closed.
You almost instinctively shut your eyes as just this like rushes in front of you and pull the door closed, and you open them, and you're sitting in the hammock under the table.
I'm gonna scramble out of the hammock and look for Marcus. When you said I saw the man, was he floating?
Yeah, it was just like his
an image
face. Yeah, just like
in
an
the
image in the
sky.
sky.
Where are we at?
So you have,
I'm a wandering boy back in.
Yep, yeah, you were wandering back in. The rest of you awaken to Dandelion scrambling from out under the table.
Like scrambling from the table, under the table? What?
Out from under the
Oh,
table.
okay. Were you sleeping under there?
There was a hammock under there that I was apparently asleep
I
in.
was not privy to the under table hammocks.
It was cookies.
Oh.
I stole it.
Bad dreams?
I went somewhere weird in my sleep. That doesn't usually happen.
That's called a dream. You know, you close your eyes, you see pictures. Sometimes you wake up, you're a ballerina, and then you come to and you're not.
That doesn't usually happen. I've seen things. I've seen memories, but not like that. I've never been to this place.
What place?
There's 2 places. Where is Marcus?
Me walking back.
Me walk.
Me walk.
Marcus is not here.
Me have new hat. You'll see.
Totally safe. Nothing to worry about.
I went to a weird black space. There was nothing there but water. And the man who I'm looking for, I saw his face. So I know what he looks like. At least I think it was him. I've never seen him, but I saw him there.
Did
And
he say he was him?
He was just laughing. He was just laughing the whole time, but it looked like I'll pull out my drawing that I have, and it's a man with. It's like a crayon drawing.
He looked like Crayon Man.
But he looked like this. Slapped on the table.
Like with all the colors?
Yeah, his hair was like a reddish brown color like that, and he had on the robes and.
Now, was the blue rubber duck present?
Oh, that's the wrong drawing.
No, well, he was just in there in the corner. That is... And you've never met this man?
Mm-mm. Oberon just told me what he looked like. He described him to me, and I drew this picture.
Does he have a name?
No, we don't know who he is. He's the one who stole the mirror that I'm looking for.
He stole the mirror.
Probably. That's how much we know. That's why I'm here, to find him and to find the mirror and to get it back to Master Oberon. But then I
Why does Oberon not go do this himself?
no one can know that the mirror is gone. It's not supposed to be missing. That's why he sent me.
Oh, like stolen from, like, a library.
Yes. It was Did I ever give a title to Titania?
Tits.
Not a nickname.
Same thing.
Lady?
I'll look.
Lady tits.
Just 100% you did not. There's no wait or pause in the in-between. Tanya, tits.
The lady tits has arrived. Oh.
Queen.
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 Queen tits. Sorry, England.
Now they've got a king tits.
Yeah,
Titania.
you gave her the title of,
Yeah.
of queen.
She's Queen, yeah. Queen Titania can't know that it's missing. That's why he sent me. She doesn't really care much about me. I'm
Oh my god.
She won't notice that I'm missing. She won't notice that I'm not there. I'm not part of the court.
The court. Is this like some kingdom you're from?
Kind of.
Like
Master
a
Oberon is the
store?
king, so
Is the king?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sell mattresses? Like
no, that's I think the Pillow Man might know something about that.
the
but
Pillow King.
But no, they're in charge over there.
Over where?
Where I'm from, the Feywild.
Ah. I always thought you were from the north. I don't know, you just have a northern look about you.
I don't know what's in the north, so maybe there's more people like me in the north.
No, just the innocence. It's the way you carry yourself. Very carefree attitude.
I think I care a lot. I have a lot of cares. Like the mirror.
Yes.
That's the biggest one. That's the most important one.
And Laughing Man stole.
Yes. Yes. He stole it. I think we're not sure, but someone saw him possibly steal it. And I don't know if he has it, but I've been keeping my eye out for him.
So we need to find man who we don't know who might possibly have not stolen thing that you look for.
Yes. That's exactly right.
I would say at this point, Marcus, you walk back in.
Into the basement?
Into the basement.
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 All right.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Do you have a hat on?
No.
Big chef hat.
Still Cookie's hat. It's
Cookies,
me.
Cookies under there piling like Ratatouille.
Cookies under the hat and just a whole ass man.
What's going on?
Anger says a dream, and I saw some things that I've never seen before, including the man, and I'll point at the drawing.
That's a man.
I told you about
The thief.
yeah,
Yeah, the bad man.
I saw his face, and
Why is the bad man in your dreams?
I don't know.
You saw his face?
Yeah,
But you hadn't seen his face before.
exactly.
Are you sure it's his face?
It looked like him.
It was a
How
man
did you know it
face,
looks like him if you haven't seen his face before?
I mean, he looked like this, and I'll point at the.
but it was the face of a man.
Does the crayon have some semblance of details of a face?
Not so much the details of like there is a face, and it's got like some elven.
Okay. So there are
features.
details
Like,
to it. Okay.
yeah, mildly, but it's like
Sure.
it's crudely done.
Yeah.
and, like the more discernible features are like
Muddied together.
not so much muddied together, but like the features of his actual face would be less distinguishable. But like he's got a very distinct look. He's got long like auburn hair and like a ponytail, and like wears like a long robe and has like a ankh like
Yeah. I remember
necklace and
that, yeah.
everything. Where like you don't see people who look like that just on the average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. It looked just like this.
Okay. What was he doing? Where was he? Where were you?
I was in this empty black space with water all over the ground. And I was standing there and he was laughing, and the laughing got louder and louder, and then
Was he looking at you while he was laughing?
at first I didn't see him, and then he appeared in the sky.
So you heard him laugh.
Yeah.
So like big face.
Kind
Big
of
face
like,
in
like
sky.
big face and
Pretty big face
Yeah,
in the
big-
sky. But you
yeah.
could see part of his torso, but yeah.
Was
Ooh.
it tiny? Big face, tiny torso.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate him.
like a
Like he
bobblehead.
was, he
we
was using
gotta
like the
kill
big
him.
head cheat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gotta kill him.
Whoa.
It's a balloon. Okay. All right. So, laughter. Can you do the laugh?
It is Friday.
True.
I was gonna say silent image. I don't think because it's silent image. If that was what you're looking for,
I can.
I would laugh my ass off. Can you mimic the laugh and it's just? I don't like it.
I will
It's
use.
like a puppet.
Yeah.
I will use silent image to make
The face.
that make
Sure.
him
Yeah.
appear.
Yeah. So you all see a
Ghoul.
ghoul. Yeah.
That's your devil.
Not yet.
Yeah. You see a pale-skinned elven man with long auburn hair tied back into a ponytail. What I described as cruel gray eyes, just kind of generally filled with visually what looks like malice to you.
Cruel gray
as the killer of several people that have been not so great, kind of similar look in his eyes. Very thin, tall, dark gray hooded robes with the symbol of a silver ankh that you guys have seen drawn before with the blue gem suspended by silver strands, and then a orange gem embedded inside the blue one, and flowery carvings down the handle of the ankh. And as Dandelion described before, did look remarkably similar to
What's his name?
Crime Man.
Terransby, Criminal Man.
Yeah. Terransby's
Setendor.
Definitely.
Lake Mount.
Alistair?
Alistair, yes.
Van Winkle.
Yeah. It did look remarkably similar to Alistair with the exception of the
Was
eyes.
also Elven.
Yes.
Alistair was a human.
Yes.
Human, and
Yeah,
he had
but-
green eyes.
Yes, but your initial perception of having him described with auburn hair
that's
was
cool.
like...
Yeah, auburn hair was
Yeah.
the similar
Yeah.
element.
And
So-
he looks like my drawing, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
There are two gems here. We have a blue gem and we have an orange gem.
Yes.
Now, I don't know whether or not you have a genuine answer, but what shape are they cut in? Or are they naturally, like, when you find natural things, like they're going to be like cloudy and shit, do these look cut and cleaned? Do these look clouded and natural? And if they are cut, are they in any kind of specific shape?
Are they uncut gems?
Thank you.
I would say that these gems look to be cut and polished, but there is a now seeing this as an animated thing and not a drawing, there is a weird like shimmery cloudness kind of within the gems themselves.
each of them.
Yeah. As if something is kind of flowing inside of
Something
each.
is housed within it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was getting at.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, definitively look polished, but it's weirdly shimmery
Okay,
and
and-
flowy.
Neither of them seem like they are cut into any kind of ornamental shape. Nothing like clearly hexagonal, octagonal, nothing like...
No, circular to fit into the
body.
ankh. Similar
Okay.
like the more oblong brooches,
like an
not
oval.
circle. Yes, oval.
Oval shape.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
So it's an oval with an oval and an oval inside.
Thank you, Tom.
3 O's.
You've given me an O.
You're welcome. you're very welcome.
We walked him right into it. That's how it's done.
Oval.
Can't wait till we meet Oval in Oshwan.
Drink your
Oh, me? My name's Oval. Oval Oldmeyer.
Oval.
Redenbacher.
fucking coffee.
He's the popcorn king.
All right. Well.
Fey Wild West.
Yep.
Yeah, popcorn king.
Oval
Gotta
Redenbacher.
figure out what to do with
The
that.
pop king.
The pop king.
Mm.
Popcorn king. That's all
Still
I
in
need.
shape.
So that's what he looked like. His laugh was it was scary, and it was really
Boo! Like that?
Scary like.
Or that? Mr. Pigeon, thoughts? Can you do a scary laugh?
I will thaumaturgy a scary pigeon laugh. Lots of cooing.
Pigeons are angry.
I think not quite like any
Twists?
like a
Scary laugh.
So, similar to the Happy Mask salesman from Majora's Mask.
You just do the.
like
Real
a-
creepy.
Yeah. I'll make a noise like that.
Like what?
Like
Sorry?
what?
It's
I couldn't hear.
like a
Like a
I
Mwahaha.
Or to like maybe like car trying to start on a cold day.
Car! Oh my god, there's ice cream trucks!
I don't think we have
The song! True.
I don't think we have creatures like that from where I'm from. No, it's more of I can't make the noise. Just what the sound that he made. I'm gonna make the
I'm deaf this
dandelion.
direction.
Dandelion makes the noise. My voice is not deep enough to replicate that sound.
We're
But-
over here doing little girls. Little girls. Forgive
Little
me.
goyle.
Hey, you
The classic 7-year-old girl sound.
I'm already upping my voice for dandelion.
All right. So he sounds
And
terrible.
it was really loud. It
Loud.
started quiet and then it got so loud.
Was he looking at you?
Was he looking at me or was he just there? It's like
Just looked like he was kind of glaring down at you.
He was kind of staring at me.
Did you try dancing to see if his eyes would follow?
Well, no, it got really loud and then I closed my eyes and I woke up somewhere else.
Did you attempt to poke him in eyes?
Did you poke him in the eyes?
I couldn't do that.
You couldn't.
I
Were you bound? Were you restrained?
Well,
You had no fingers.
Prison?
I've had that dream before. You
He-
wake up and
Prison.
no hands,
Oh, that's a bad one.
just thumbs.
He wasn't really there, I don't think. He was just kind of big and in the sky. And then when the laughing got really loud, I closed my eyes and covered my ears, and when I opened them, I was in a room. I was in a small room.
What did the room look like?
Same
was-
dark room with
No, this wasn't a wooden room. It was an actual room.
Wooden
There was
room.
like a
room like we're
like
in.
it had like a bed and a dresser and a door and
Oh, sounds like a bedroom.
Did it look like the bedroom that you were in with Ron?
No,
where you were under the bed?
I've never been there. I've never been in this room.
Was it a nice
before.
bed?
It was a very normal bed.
Normal bed?
Very plain.
I don't
Very
trust
plain
plain
bed.
bed.
Plain bed. Plain wood?
Yeah.
No decorations, no paintings? Nothing identifying in the room?
The treasure.
There was
What kind of craftsmanship was it?
Yes. It does matter. Well, I'm a carpenter and he's an aspiring carpenter.
Yes, I would like to make chairs.
it was
It looked fancy.
it was fancy.
The not like the stuff that you were on, but like the wooden panels on the walls, especially in the hallway, were more fancy.
But what about the room that I was in?
Like
Like was
The-
it
the
was it
walls in
ornately
there-
decorated or anything? Or
no,
was it just-
not ornately decorated, just like the wood paneling on the walls looked nice. That construction was nice, like a manor of some sort. But definitively, there was virtually nothing in the room with you, aside from the couple
Yeah.
things that I described.
It was a very empty room. The walls were nice wood, but they were just wood.
Wait a minute.
Good wood.
Dandelion.
What?
Did the bed feel big?
Did the bed feel small?
I think it was a normal sized bed.
Normal for Marcus Engear Twig, or normal for Dandelion?
Like the size of the bed that we would have stayed in at the inn in like how?
It felt normal.
I'm trying to gauge if you were dandelion size or
Well, I'm-
pixie
I'm also-
dandelion.
yeah,
That's
I
what I'm trying to
genuinely-
get at.
I would say that you would have been dandelion size, not
Me-
pixie dandelion
Yeah,
size.
so like this material plane sized. Okay.
And then there was
Still too small.
a scratching outside the door and there were no windows or anything. So I opened the door and there was
A bear?
no.
2 bears.
I'll use
3
I'll
bears.
change the image to the like lady, I guess that it was. It was there's this like hag lady outside the door.
Hag lady.
She had like long limbs and everything, right?
Yeah.
You can't just say that like it's common way to
Well, that's why
describe.
she's visibly.
Yeah.
present.
Marcus, you can't just be like, she look like hag lady.
Well, then she
Yeah. All right. Well, fucking
like,
monster.
yeah, that's what that was outside the door.
Scratching?
She was making a noise in the hallway, and I cracked open the door to see what the noise was. And
Poke her in the eyes.
And gears.
no, she was far away too, and then
My whole way that I'm going about this conversation shifts. Like my posture changes to very serious
she
the moment you said hag.
yeah.
Tell
She-
me about her eyes.
Can we get
They
yonder
were-
hag description from you? Thank you. Because we would be seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to make Sarah do the description through you when we're physically seeing the thing. The sound, I think, is hysterical.
Yeah.
Sarah, can we get a hag sound, please?
I don't know.
She's a used car salesman, apparently.
It's always this.
Come on down!
Danny
What kind of
DeVito
used
and
car
Matilda.
salesman are you talking to?
Danny DeVito and Matilda.
Yeah.
So what you see is it's very hard to describe it as even a person. You see down this hallway
All right.
just a large, shadowy, hulking, horrifying figure that is just almost, it's basically just shadow and almost like pulsing.
Alright.
But you can see these
Beepers.
to check something. Yeah, you see
Is she on the wall?
No, she is on the ground,
Standing.
standing.
All right.
Damn it.
Do you want like a spider lady?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
She's on the ceiling.
Yeah, like I want like fucking 8 spidery, articulated, long legs. Fucking
She's doing the demon from Insidious
Don would
thing
never
on the
do it because
ceiling.
Don hates spiders. So now I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but she is like kind of at an angle, long fingers against the wall from like around the corner.
Almost the way in which when you're puppeteering a marionette and the joints get incorrectly articulated
Yes.
and when you're holding it.
Like she doesn't fit in the
Yeah,
hallway
like she
type
doesn't
thing.
fit
Like
in
I'm
the
crawling
hallway.
into a dollhouse
She
type
has too many
scenario.
joints.
Yeah, like doesn't fit in the hallway. Too many joints. Piercing,
Too many joints.
piercing, icy blue eyes.
blue beepers.
In this just like pulsing, shaking,
Glitchy.
glitchy looking hulking figure at the end of this hallway, and even in this animated vision that Dandelion pulls up, it just kind of pulses around, and at that moment Evelyn walks in with a tray of tea and breakfast, and she stops and drops the tray to the ground as things shatter. That's Lady Ashwell.
Yeah, the bad hag.
Yes. Why do you,
The blue hair lady.
why do you know what she looks like?
I
Nightmare.
Don.
She like visibly shudders.
Don.
Mhm.
Do I recognize this person in this dream?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thought so.
It's bad.
Yeah.
You had a dream.
Nightmare. That's
Nightmare.
clearly bad.
Did she speak to you?
yeah.
That's not good.
What'd she say?
She told me to come home
Yeah.
and
All right.
and that they were waiting for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen her before though. I don't know who she is. I asked who she was and she didn't answer. And she just kept saying weird stuff and then
What kind of weird stuff?
like to come home.
All right.
I told her I have a home and she's not in it.
Uh-huh.
And then
She respond?
she just laughed at or
Yeah. She just kind of sneered and chuckled slightly.
yeah, and then she came after me, and I'll have the image like kind of rush forward and disappear.
Yeah,
And then-
you see this figure just immediately grip the wall and hurtle itself down the hallway towards the edge of this vision, and then it fades to black.
You said Lady Ashwell.
Yes.
How sure are you that she was speaking to you?
She looked at me, and I mean, there's no one else there. It was just
She did not say anything prior, like she was delivering a message through you to someone. This is very bad.
Can you describe the hallway?
Sure.
Because you had said before that there was like mantles or something? or shelves, or is it just plain wooden hallway?
It's plain wooden hallway, but there's like chair rail, a crimson painted wall on the upper half of it, like crown molding. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very dark, brooding. But the woodwork is very fancy and nice.
So, yonder carpenter, is there any artisanal filigree to the wood, like any carvings within it, or does it just look like it's a nice banister type, like, chair rail?
It looks like it's a nice banister type chair rail.
Okay.
There's some artisanal qualities to it in the sense that like expensive.
Sure, but nothing that looks like it is symbolic. Like, again, I grew up around symbolic carpenters.
Sure. Yeah, nothing that seems symbolic.
Okay.
But you do see on the wall, if I'm looking out into the hallway, on this wall next to me is just scraping claw marks all up and down the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's been reaching in down the hallway and pulling back.
Yeah, or dragging.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had heard those claw marks before I opened the door.
Okay. Last question
From
for
the
the
marks, but
decorations. Would at any point within the railing or the other adorning features, would any of them have similar floral patterns to the stuff that is described around the framing of the Ankh?
Absolutely.
Okay. Floral pattern.
I would say that's on the crown molding.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Now I have a follow-up one, honestly. In regards to the decorative elements on the leaf and floral elements, do they at all look... It's fine if it's ambiguously shaped. Some things look very specific in floral pattern. Does it just look like leaves, or does it look like specific kinds of flowers? I would have only grown up around some of them in a temperate farmland area.
Sure.
But did literally live with shamans and stuff.
Sure. I would say that the leaves look very similar to the almost like slightly jagged leaves of the stormflower,
Okay.
where they're just kind of like ridged
Yeah,
around the whole
but
thing.
single like leaf I can't draw for shit.
More like a
Or a tripoint or any.
Like a blackberry leaf.
Like an oak leaf?
Again, I can't draw for shit. I'm thinking of like
Mahogany!
like in Breath of the Wild, after you find a Korok and it's got the little fucking like leafy shape.
kind of like that.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, leafy shape.
Little oaky.
Little oaky.
Yeah, it looks like a white oak.
Yeah.
Any oak.
This is all she says to you.
Yeah.
Good. She does not know where I am then.
Who is she? Why did she...
We got told about her before for somebody involved with Engir's past.
She is my mother. Mm-hmm. She is the one that conjured me and delivered me to my family. I have a mother and a father, sure, but she is the one that made it happen. She is also the one that killed everyone in my village.
I remember you telling us about that. That was her.
You said you know this name, Lady Ashwell?
She was mentioned to us once before, yes, I believe so.
Where have you heard such name?
Me.
Yeah.
I grew up in those halls.
Where is these halls?
Elven Kingdom?
Yathalna?
Yes. That's where the Guild of Oldendeus works out of.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name we heard.
Yes, that's the guild that she controls.
Oh, did she write the letter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the name of the kingdom again?
Sorry.
Yothalna.
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 Yothalna. N-A.
I've been spelling that wrong the whole
Yo,
time.
Thalna.
Helena.
She just lives there?
If you can call it living, yes.
I don't call anything that she does on this plane of existence anything good.
She resides there, yes.
How far is this place from here?
Across the Mistlands.
How many
Quite
days?
a ways. A week at least.
A week at least?
Yes, you're traveling from south to north and across quite treacherous areas.
Mistlands be damned. You mean to tell me she is there?
She could be. She wasn't
How
always
often
there.
does she leave?
I don't know. I haven't been there in a very long time. I was, sold to the other, lended to the guild and then escaped. So it's been a very long time since I've been back. An incredibly horrifying memories. If she has spoken to you or connected with you somehow in your dream, she knows that you exist. For better or worse. Most likely for worse.
But she doesn't know I'm with you.
I don't know.
If she did, she would let you know. She's been looking for me and I've been looking for her.
Sorry, real quick, what color are Dandelion's eyes?
Green? I think. Probably green.
Green, maybe?
Green?
It's canon now. Maybe. It's the color.
It's been a second since
Mhm.
Yeah, I do not have a description.
Oh, nothing. It's just a falling star.
Right.
Yeep.
Zoom in on those papers, please.
They're very green.
Green?
Paper zoom.
They're super green.
Like a limey green.
Yeah, they're bright.
Green papers.
What color are pigeons' eyes?
Yeah, no eyes.
Brown.
Brown? Not that it's important. I just
assumed
want to
they
look
were-
into Mr.
They were
Pigeon's
gray
eye.
like
Did you say
everything
they're,
else.
they're monocolored?
You know what color they are? Delicious. Delicious clown eyes.
Look up at his delicious clown eyes. What does that mean? Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Well.
I don't know why she talked to me. I mean, I guess I've been looking for her because I found this letter.
You were looking for her?
I think she has something to do with what I'm looking for. But I didn't.
She is no laughing man.
But she sent this letter to
John.
Dar. It has her name on it, and does the letter work without the candles, or do I have to pull out the candles and do the whole?
I think we had implied that you had copied it separately. It does not work without
Okay.
the candles.
Does it also have her first name on there?
Helena.
Yeah.
Helena.
Yeah.
Helena.
I'll pull out the copied letter, which is this, and then there was the symbol, but it sounds like they're talking about some sort of artifact. And I'm looking for something kind of like that. So,
This flower.
I think that's the Ankh.
Is it an ox? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it would have the gem in the center there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. It does look like a flower, Don. Very, very well done.
Thank you.
It's the lines at the bottom for roots for me. You found this with John Dar?
It was in his house. I had to. There was 2 candles, and I had to light the candles and hold the water over the candles.
Red, blue and orange candles, correct?
Mm-hmm. So that made me think that maybe I needed to find her, but we knew that was somewhere else, so I didn't really think about it too much.
She is more than just this Helena. And who was it that told us that she knew the name?
Elena. Evelyn.
Evelyn?
Yeah.
Evelyn,
Yes.
you need to tell me everything you know about this building.
All right.
We're going to set some things straight.
It's been an incredibly long time, but I will do what I can
Best you can.
to get the details together.
I would appreciate that.
Of course.
We cannot waste any time. Pigeon, how far is this federal home? He spoke of meet me in my home.
Would I know that?
Mm-hmm.
How far it might be from here?
Yeah, it's a week plus a couple days because it's in the Northern Kingdom.
Kind of far.
Yeah, about as far.
Okay. I would do my best to relay like a week-ish. 7 days in a week here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to die in 7 days.
Is that south or north?
Oh, God.
North? It is the same area.
From above.
Hey, Pigeon, I promise you we will get this man. This is on way. Did house look familiar in vision to you? Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the same house. It's like, oh shit, that's Fivral's place.
Fivral's fucking a hag.
Do you
I mean, they're your parents.
do you know who,
Dab it
who
up,
this,
man.
Do you know who this man is? And I'll pull up I'll
Sure.
conjure the image of the auburn-haired man.
The thief.
The thief.
I remember seeing him around. I don't know his name. But he definitely works with the guild.
2 questions. In your silent image of him, is he at all shimmery in his facial details? Because we were told that Fey creatures, when they are mixed between Fey and Changeling, when they attempt to disguise themselves, that they give off a resonating like vision to other Fey creatures. So if she's seeing him and he is Fey Changeling half, would he have a shimmery appearance? If he's
Sure.
totally question.
Yes.
He was shimmery?
Shimmery man.
Shimmery.
So
Shimmery
like
man.
Fate,
Fey built.
like he was Fey, or like he was a changeling pretending.
To be
That you don't know.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so
that-
it's one or
that's-
the
You
other.
know that he has he is Fey to some degree in the sense that you see that aura.
But the changelings specifically weren't.
Were-
That was the problem, right? They couldn't replicate that.
There is a
Unless they were
it's
the
hard to
same.
mirror a Fey creature. There is a persistent pull to the Feywild. They are easily picked out by other Fey. That's why I'm asking.
Yes. You would see that shimmer. So whether this is a Fey man that has that shimmer. So the important thing was half changeling, half Fey can still mirror and appear to
Yeah.
be Fey to everyone else.
So I wouldn't know specifically if he's a
You
changeling.
would not know. He could be a changeling mirroring a Fey, or he could just be a Fey. One or the other.
So, question about that. If I were to disguise self to hide who I am to a Fey, I would shimmer? Does it work with that? Because I would imagine it would if changelings can do it. It's basically
Yes.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the thing that you are.
So as Grum
yes.
Bumbledore, I would have been shimmery to
Yeah.
Dandelion.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Just trying to figure out how the mechanic of it.
It's yeah. If you're like observing their aura, then yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only come across like 2 other
Yeah.
people from the
Very
Feywild
few.
in
That,
this
that's
area.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm asking
Yeah.
because like
Yeah, and it's also something where like if you were not educated on the like this is how you recognize other Fays.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Well, because
remember.
they all look like that. Where I'm
you
from.
don't.
And I'm here and they don't, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's only been Scarlet
Yeah.
and
the
did you
monk,
say
monk
Evelyn
man.
Monk man.
is descendant.
Mud man.
Yes, she also is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the monk man?
When you guys went to that little like grove area and saw the Fey portal,
Oh.
Are you afraid, monk man?
the Fey guardian and
Yes,
his
okay.
wife,
Yep. Whose name?
whose name escapes me.
It's in one of these books. So 4 total people.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah. He does look like that.
Evelyn,
Yes.
curious question. You had said before that Lady Ashwell had a mirror,
Yes.
and it looked similar to the one that she has drawn.
Yes. Not precisely, but
Similar.
Similar in
You
nature.
said that hers showed a blue flower held in an ornate room lit by candlelight. Right?
Yes.
Dandelion, can you show her the hallway and the room that you were in?
I'll conjure, I guess, like a stage setting of the room.
Did the bedroom look similar?
I think that was my room. Yes.
Your room. Okay. Now,
So she knows you're with Evelyn.
maybe. Maybe.
We have to assume that she can see these things. Why would she show the inside of Evelyn's room to Dandelion?
I don't know why she would know about you now. Did something happen with the Blackflowers?
Oh, it killed 2 of them.
Well, aside from killing them, but I don't think word would have traveled.
Upon the
That
the smashing
fast.
of Lady Blackflower into floor, have you ever seen something where somebody's body just combusts and then a necklace sprouts forth and breaks and black smoke turns into that person's face and they start speaking words to you from after death?
No, I can't say that I have personally experienced that or heard of it. No.
So it's not normal.
I assumed it was normal. I didn't realize.
I thought so too. There was purple door afterwards too, so like... Do you have purple doors here?
No. What did the voice say?
Big long spooky thing about how he
Yeah.
fucked up its plans.
It said things and it was pertaining, I think, specifically to us. Talking about the, I think it was the orphaned. And like the missing, or I can't remember words exactly. But it spoke of us.
The Lost?
And it spoke of us as being marked by death, I believe. It could be anybody, though. I mean,
Oh,
it could have
sure.
just been like, hey, in case found and necklace breaks, I die. Hey, just a heads up, people could be dead.
Could
No,
have just been
that-
like
that
a
is-
spooky, like a
It,
spooky
right?
thing.
Like an alarm,
Certainly
like...
They seem kind of dramatic, so I
possible
thought maybe they would do
that is why she knows that you exist. It does not necessarily mean that she knows. Well, I suppose she knows at least to a degree where you were. But
Did have bright blue eyes, the shadow thing, speaking message. The one that was yelling at us had bright blue glowing
Oh, I
eyes.
guess I can silent image
The shadowy creature.
the shadowy creature as well. I was kind of it would be small and kind of hard to see because I was looking at it through fire and from very far away.
Sure.
But I would create a silent image on the table of what we saw.
Yeah, she spoke of, it was like babies. No, no baby. Wait, or Without parents. Marcus, what is his name?
Sorry, what?
Without parents.
Orphan?
Orphan. And then there was, you spread on biscuit.
Butter.
The buttered.
The butter?
And then there was the, when you cut a hole in something.
I think it's called cutting.
Penetrate.
No, what the hole now is.
A hole.
No, it's named for cutting through fabric, and now hole in fabric. You have to sew. It starts with
a
S.
button.
SL.
Slither.
Slither.
It could be that.
It could be.
slither.
It could be slither. All right. So the orphan, the buttered, the sliver. There was the Tarfler? You know this word, right? Tarfler.
Mm-hmm.
She spoke of a Tarfler.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Bossed.
Big boss.
Bossed. Bossed. With T. Bossed. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The orphan, the buttered, the slither, the tarfler, and the bossed.
Yep.
Okay.
She spoke of these things. You've heard these names before, yes, obviously.
No. Also, I don't think those are her eyes.
Mm-hmm. When she talked to us before, she had violet eyes.
Whose eyes?
Were they blue?
They were blue.
Yeah.
Was it?
When did she speak to you before?
When Evelyn gave us a description. Blue-black hair, long fey-like shimmer, porcelain skin, violet eyes, with queen-like black dress, long black fake nails, hum and click nails on wall, normal height, fey energy.
Oh yeah, that is intentional.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I couldn't remember if I had described it before, but that is intentional.
Yeah,
Okay.
She clicked her fingers on the walls.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
That's what.
That was why I was asking
That's-
about her peepers. Deferring peepers.
So have you ever heard of this
Neighbor
buttered?
Paper check, sure.
The Tofler?
Excuse me?
Tofler. It's
Oh.
obviously some common word of which I do not know the meaning of.
Mm-hmm.
She said this.
Tofler.
She said these words.
What did she say?
Numquam oblivion delabitor. Numquam mori.
I don't speak Latin, so.
What's Latin?
Glumbum.
Is it? What language is it? Or like would we know the language? It's not like Sylvan, is it?
you said it was.
It's not Dwarven, right?
It is Sylvan.
Then I would know.
Oh, so you're saying it wrong. Namquam! Little Goyle. Obliviate Delapator.
Yep, Sylvan.
Actually, then-
Mori.
She spoke. She said something in Sylvan at the end. That's this. It's the same as
Sliven? What? What is this word?
the language, my native language. That we speak in the Feywild. It said never be forgotten and never die.
Oh, from the north, right? No, you're not from
I'm
north.
not from the north. I don't know what's in the north. Maybe I'm from the north, but not.
Where is this Feywild, you say?
I did. Master Oberon had to send me here, so.
And I was told by Lady Blackflower to be sent into. I don't know where.
I had to go through a door to get here.
I wouldn't
Did
fit
you
through
send me through a
most
door, or
doors.
did he just kind of like poof and I was here?
As
don't-
far as you remember, you just kind of poofed.
Well,
And
there
we're
are
here.
doors. There's the with the water. You weren't there for the water. Maybe you were there for the water, but we didn't know.
What water? There was only the water I saw when I was told how to get into Blackflowers.
You said those aren't her eyes. What do you mean?
When I saw her, she had violet eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I only saw her have blue eyes in this kind of hulking figure once, but it doesn't look to be the same.
Lady Ashwell, you mean?
Yes.
Implying she can transform.
Yes. Certainly. And once you've seen the piercing nature of those eyes, it's kind of hard to get out of your mind, even if you forget it. These are similar, but I don't think hers.
So there is second form to the way this hag looks?
Well, when she's not like that, she just looks like a normal, still intimidating humanoid woman.
Almost like this blue-eyed thing is her true form.
Yes.
Alright.
I only
knew
saw that
such
once.
things hiding before. I never knew what they took form of. I always assumed Bart. If you're going to hide as Bart, he knows.
That's good.
But, that's probably why I couldn't find her before. Shit, if she's been hiding for this long.
Yes,
Also, if you've been looking for birds.
I only caught that visual of her once
I've
through
killed
a
so many
reflection.
birds.
So,
In her reflection.
yes.
In
In the Fey mirror? Or in a regular mirror?
A regular mirror.
or water, or
No, just a normal reflection. I had moved things around in my room, and
simple glass mirror?
yes,
Silver backing?
yes, just a normal mirror. But she had opened my door while I was sitting at my desk with my mirror, and I glanced up and saw her. And when I blinked, it was gone. I only saw it for a second, but I cannot wipe that image from my mind.
And never shall you.
Oh my god.
It sticks with you.
I'm gonna try and conjure the image of the spooky Lady Blackflower next to Lady Ashwell.
Sure. You do so. Definitively different. Though obviously the one is a horrifying monster and the other is a humanoid woman, but not violet eyes.
Well, I mean the spooky, like the...
Well, you haven't seen her normally. You've only... Oh, the spooky...
Like the after she died.
Oh, sure. Not the same.
Not the same.
Yeah. This is very... after she died, it was very just smoky. This was more spiky shadow. Marionette creepy. Definitively not this. Yeah.
Definitively monster.
Yeah, definitively monster. Yeah, marionette was a really good description for that.
Have you ever heard the term marked with death?
I mean, anyone can be marked with death by death. I mean,
But only
curses exist.
Okay, we need to speak to Ophelia then. I think we may be cursed. The thing, it said we marked with death, and something about the bolst being blood spilled. Bolst.
Dandelion, do you
I
still
don't
have Fey
speak
water?
common.
Did you take some when you had the bucket when you called Ron with Rin?
I think you did.
Did I have Fey water?
I thought so.
I thought it was just... Because I went out to a lake to call.
At that point, but when he was in the bucket, I think you took some of the water.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I genuinely, I don't
I
remember.
think you
I
did.
don't even remember that being Fey water. I thought he had to... Because he was warning me about something, right? Like, or... Like, I remember that being difficult, but I don't... He said it had, like... You couldn't do that long because it wasn't a natural body of water.
Correct.
But I don't recall it being Fey water. The only time we were told the Fey water had mostly dried out.
How does one make Fey water?
I don't think you make it. I think you get it from the Feywild. The waterfall shit underneath the tavern, though, was that Fey water? Didn't we take some of that?
I don't think it was actually Fey water.
water
I think
either?
it was just a demonstration of how it worked.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there wasn't a portal.
Yeah.
That was the issue, was that there was none. I said I would look for it
Okay.
and keep my eyes open for it.
So
but I don't
is
think there
water
actually was
from
any.
Fey, correct?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't. It's something that you just find. I don't think it's like finding a specific kind of rock, I think.
I get a lot of just random.
Cookie, I need the bucket. I'm gonna grab the bucket. Excuse me. Stand up, walk out the hall.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gonna do exactly what you think I'm going to do into the bucket. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you hear Angear peeing into a bucket.
All right, so as an alternative, here's a very sad thing to ask you. Does anything make you cry? Blah.
I mean, there would be tears in her eyes after explaining the whole
All right.
scary situation.
Is there a plate nearby?
Hmm?
I'm going to attempt to put a plate underneath Dandelion's chin.
Sure.
I know that this is a strange thought, but...
Yeah, I don't... Like, she's been crying this...
Damn it! More! Not trying to be insensitive, Dandelion, but I think it's imperative that we ask Ron if he knows who this Lady Ashwell is.
I think we can...
It's also good to know if we can speak to him through your tears.
The last time I talked to him, I was able to go to a lake. He said that I can still find a natural body of water and call him, right? Or was there an issue? I can't remember.
I think there was an issue with that.
Because it was after he made me small? When we were
Yes.
trying to rescue Marcus.
Yep.
And then he couldn't easily make me...
Their eyes
Big
were
again.
not there for this encounter.
You were there for the second one.
The one in the bucket?
He was not there for the river one. It was you and Ren.
Yeah.
No, that was the lake outside of Greymore?
The castle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then after we rescued Marcus, we talked to him again. He made me big again, but he couldn't do it. I don't remember where we did that though. Was that wasn't the bucket situation, was it?
No, that was by the lake again.
We went back. And he just talked. It was just me and Ren at that point as well. Then I don't.
Mhm.
Cause you didn't come to the lake.
Nope.
Oh, because you were hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last time I was just at a lake. I don't. And then the one time with the bucket when Rin went missing.
Mm-hmm.
But that was he reached out to me. I don't know if I can cry enough to make a bucket.
I'm gonna kick the door in as soon as that happens.
I'm not trying to fill the bucket.
I filled the bucket.
Oh, God. Are you still crying? I'm actively attempting to catch, even if it's like 5 or 6 teardrops.
I mean, she would have.
Is she like heavily crying or like?
No, I mean, she was scared. She was terrified
Yeah.
of what she saw, and
Yes.
so like her face would be like wet with tears, but like they're not like big old
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli like, you know.
But
Well
could
then,
be.
I have no
Could
choice,
be.
Don. I'm going to put the plate down and
Yep.
take one of my many vials from my pouch, and with every sense of, oh look, it's Endgear, attempt to distract you and swipe some tears.
I mean, you don't have to distract me. You can try to do that.
I will
All right.
place the bucket on the table.
I really would rather try this as opposed to talking to Endgear's urine. For the love of God.
I need to drink more water.
Yes, this is foul. For the love of God.
Oh, look, tea and
I
coffee.
would just
Yeah, it's-
gesture. Yeah, if you're not going to...
No, I'm not gonna stop you.
All right, then I'm going to collect some dandelion tears.
Sure. Yeah, you get a couple tears.
And my vial.
It sounds like a witch's ingredient.
You wish
I
to-
can barter with a hag now, Don.
Oh,
Look what you've given me.
Marcus,
What?
you're collecting her cry.
Yes.
What if you put in bucket?
No.
No, not all. Just drop because
I've got like 4 precious drops.
bit of,
need each
bit
one
of
of these.
dandelion plus me makes dandelion small.
All right.
What if tear and pea
Make pea small?
make
Engine,
phone make phone call?
I've never heard a request for this before in my life.
Tears and pea make phone call.
Dandelion, do you want to cry into the pea bucket?
If you take a whiff, it'll probably make you cry. Like I said, I need to drink water.
All right. I'll take my vial of maybe 4 or 5 sad little child tears and dump one into the piss bucket. And then just sadly shake my head and stopper the vial back up.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Gonna push you out of the way.
Dang.
I'll push you out of the way
Darn.
almost immediately and just like, hello! Hello! Staring into the piss bucket. Can you hear me?
You have to call out to him.
What is him?
Ron.
Whose name?
Ron.
Ron!
Like echoing in the.
Can you hear me?
I'm just gonna quietly reach over and pull Dandelion by like the edge of her dress away from him.
Shouting.
Like, let's let him investigate in his own way.
Ron!
I think I heard him. Keep trying.
Ronald!
I don't. That's his name's not Ronald.
I know. So what I'm going to do is take this vial because again it's glass, so it's clear. We're going to take this. I'm going to lay it on its side and hold it above you, so when you look up, the fluid would fill the length of the vial. So like, if this does by any magical effect work, I'm not remotely anticipating that it fucking will, but like, if it does, it'll look like, you know, strip of his fucking eyes or some nonsense of like an LED strip that you're looking above. Just to try to like magnify it, because she's looking at it so close.
Sure.
It's very small, and I don't know if this will even remotely work, but closer to you the better. Maybe even close one eye.
Ronald!
Drown that out. Drown that out. Focus.
Master Oberon,
Implore to him because you do need something.
can you hear me? I don't. Please.
And you see the few tears shimmer slightly, and in a very high-pitched voice, because it's so small, similar.
You can do the
Yeah.
voice, Don. Hello, Dandelion. No.
Similar to
Shatters it.
to when Patrick Warburton does the like shrunken Kronk voice. It's kind of like that.
Like just pitched up.
Yeah, just pitched up.
Are you gonna do it? Or you...
I don't think I can.
So what's it? What are we
From the
hearing?
top of the throat, back of your nose, you got it.
Hello now. It's not that.
Just give me Mickey
I'm
Mouse.
trying to like.
Just give me Mickey Mouse.
Hello, Dandelion.
You can just do the regular voice if.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
Shame you don't have the voice change.
Yeah, you just,
I wish. Oh God, I wish.
well, none of you would hear it anyway on the stream.
That's why we gotta get in ears, which is why you have to donate them.
It's very like flickery because it's so small.
Bad connection.
Yeah. Dewdrop.
Helena Ashwell.
Ronald!
I saw
What
something
need?
scary. A dream. With the man who took the mirror and someone called Helena Ashwell.
Please.
Ronald!
Have to find man.
Helena Ashwell!
Do you know Helena Ashwell? Do you know her name?
Yes.
Hag.
She was a hag. She told me to come home.
Stay away.
Run on!
This is
Titania family.
what? I think they have the mirror.
That's not Titania.
I don't know what is Titania? What does that mean?
Because he's speaking broken back. Like, I'm trying to get at whether or not Titania has family, because these mirrors are in pairs.
You can talk to him.
Oh, can he?
It's not.
I've
Snap-
never
it's
been
not
with him. Does Titania have a sister?
Yes.
Is it Helena Ashwell?
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ronald!
Jesus Christ, thank you. Shut up.
Is it working?
Yes. I can hear him over here.
It's weird how that's working over there.
Oh my
Not
God.
over here.
Thief. Is he Fey?
You see him like ponder for a second.
Yeah.
Unknown.
Helena mirror there?
No. Mirror unknown. Dangerous.
Dewdrop kidnapped?
Unsure.
What?
Dewdrop not safe there.
Can't answer.
I think that's where it is.
Thank you. Dewdrop safe.
Thank you.
Hmm.
And it kind of sputters and flickers, and he locks eyes with you. Careful.
Okay.
And it dries up.
Yeah. Well, we know we can do that now.
That's.
A very hefty
He's
cost.
done. He's done talking.
What?
He only had a few minutes. Bad signal.
You smell like piss.
I don't think he answered.
Yeah, we were talking to him over here.
Marcus, catch. You call him. I'm gonna toss the bucket to you and walk out of the room.
I would have catch the bucket.
You can make a dex saving throw.
Thank God I've got this done. 21.
Yeah,
I've had buckets of piss thrown at me and kicked at me my whole life.
Just one-handed grab the inside of the
I
barrel.
raised horses.
Yeah.
And Savannah lions.
You raised lions?
Huh?
Yeah, he was a lion
I
farmer.
was a lion tamer.
Lion
My
farmer.
old Uncle William Wonka.
Lion farmer by day, carpenter by night.
Yeah, right. I've had many jobs. I'm a very
Woodman.
talented 18-year-old boy.
Woodman.
A Renaissance boy, one might call me.
Lion tamer by day, woodman by night.
I just sadly look away from the bucket of piss and just... Oh, God damn it, excuse me. Well, I'm gonna step outside and... We're in like a hallway out here, right?
Yep. There's like drains and things.
Oh, are there?
Yeah,
Okay, so I was
there
gonna
has
say,
to
I was
be.
just gonna like, put it in
this
a
far under the
corner.
ground, there's...
Yep. Yeah, at worst, it leaches into the soil.
Yeah.
Throw the bucket into a different corner. Yeah, and then step back into, yeah, sorry, I, needed to know. Confirm some suspicions. Well, I'm gonna look. Sorry, go ahead.
Why would Queen Titania's sister be here and not home?
I think that Miss Titania's sister might not be a great lady. She might be a bad lady.
There's plenty of bad ladies over there. Why?
Why here?
Why here?
Well, what
There's-
draws anything anywhere, Dandelion? Power, knowledge, greed,
I'm here for a mirror, so.
knowledge. You could be here for an object.
I'm gonna come back in the room now. Having washed up.
Mm-hmm. Your mustache still smells like piss, man.
No, it just smells like that in the room. It's always smelled like that.
Oh.
It's been covered with bandana for years.
Years.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll up one of my herbal supplements and smoke that. Did you find anything else with your glass of water or whatever you were doing?
Oh yeah, we talked to Ron.
You wait, you talking to Ron?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy.
Well, no wonder he didn't answer when I called.
You called first.
Also, his name isn't Ronald.
Yeah. She has to make the call.
No, Ronald.
His name is
Ronald.
King Oberon.
I was calling the wrong one.
Some other guy answered.
I was calling Ronald. Oh, I should probably call.
calling.
Please leave me alone. This horned devil speaks to me in the night.
Smells of piss and mustache sweat.
I'll never drink again, please. I'll quit.
The nightmare.
Just exclusively appears in the toilet.
Ronald.
I thought of a haunted chamber pot. That's just got Edgar's face at the
Fuck,
bottom
you gave
of
me
it.
a wrong name. I would have called the right person.
Knocking
That guy's-
my chamber pot.
That guy's going to be pissed.
I don't know why I get this.
But
Chamber pot.
if you reached Ron, then what did he say? This O'Brien.
The terrible hag lady is her, caretaker's wife's sister.
Yeah, caretaker's wife.
Oberon's kind of like her step-papa.
Good God, that is long line of people. So you have Dandelion fake dad.
Hey, we got
Hey,
Raven.
Kurtuk, thank you very much for the 32
My scorpion hands, dog! I remember!
scorpion hands.
4 years!
It has been a very long
Oh
time.
my
Wow.
My scorpion
There's so many
hands.
scorpions.
Hey, Octane, thank you for the sub as well. Welcome
my
back.
God.
Thank you for the follow, Paladin Mags. That is so funny.
Scorpion hands.
That's really good. Thank you very much and welcome, everybody. I hope you're doing well, Crow.
What a wild fucking
Oh my
memory, dude.
god. That's right. That is a wild fucking callback. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Should
it.
have been like over 4 years.
Hey, what's up, Piggy? How you doing?
I remember you.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it's a weird family tree.
So he's Dandelion, then Dandelion fake dad O'Brien. Dandelion Brian.
Uh-huh.
Dandy.
You write down your thoughts in a journal.
I do.
Yes, I was making that as a statement. Try to do that now. Alright, well, he's busy.
Dandy with a Y
We're gonna see how well he can spell.
equals O'Brien. I think Dandelion is Irish.
Miss Ashwell
Equals.
sold you. Yes?
Uh,
For that 100... Or no, the
No,
100,000 was what she...
the guild bought me
Bought.
for that.
Titania.
They then lent me out to the Iron Crown.
Yes.
And then I escaped from there.
Okay, because she, Jade Serpent, and her, like, ragtag group of, Robin Hood-esque people that
Yes.
then broke apart.
Titania
She was looking for the different artifacts.
equals
Um,
Helna?
okay.
Helna's sister. Oh my god. Dandelion is Helna's sister. No.
Was originally from the Elysian Empire for the Split Island shit, correct?
Mhm.
For the Changeling stuff.
Correct.
Did you tell us on the map where the Elysian Empire was? Because it's near the islands in the, like, south.
Yeah, it's across the Mistlands south. Yeah, there is a main part of the landmass and then a long bridge that extends to the island portion.
Yeah. There we go.
What is
Yep.
Titania's
God damn it, Matt.
relation to Brian?
Titania is married to Oberon.
Ooh, spicy. Married to
They are the king and queen.
Tinta. King Queen. Is that one or two words?
One.
It's
Master.
one word, got it. King Queen.
She had a fey father, and she didn't know him.
Correct.
So that would make Helena sister to the queen, making me the new king. Yeah!
Can you grab that big shovel?
Yeah, so we just show Crypto.
Yeah.
If Lady Ashwell is
Yep, there
is
you
a
go.
sister to Queen Titania, she must be very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why she can peep on you.
Queen Titania is the
While you
most
sleep.
powerful
Sleep peep.
lady in the Feywild.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, this is bad.
Yes, I totally understand that you want to confront her. I don't think that's a now thing. She is for sure incredibly powerful.
Unless we use the dynamite.
Flash it in my sleep.
I think Lady Titania
Is immune to dynamite?
could handle the dynamite.
Oh, could handle the dynamite.
I think she would know what to do about the dynamite.
But we wouldn't have to worry about dynamite because I figure out I am the new king.
Master Oberon is the king.
Well, Brian talked through bucket of piss.
He
I
talked
am
through-
here. I fight. I'm strong. I am new king.
Anyway, did she ever talk about anything in front of you political in regards to her interactions with the Feywild?
Not that I heard of. I didn't hear her speak about much
Okay.
in my time there.
Do you
She
have a
just-
note from her to Jondar? Sorry.
That's all right. She just kind of seemed generally upset and very steadfast in working towards whatever her goal is. Edgar, you said that she made you?
Not Titania, no.
No, Lady Ashwell.
Well, we didn't call her that. This is a fake face that she has now.
Yes.
Her true self is different name. She is a hag.
What did you call her?
We called her Ishvel Prophet. It's a giant for dandelion. When cold.
Freeze?
It's similar. The
Ice?
the action you feel
Frost.
is similar. Cold. Prophet.
Oh.
Prophet.
Cold prophet. All right.
This is what we call her. This is fake. This is name that we place on her. The Helen Ashwell's fake name. I don't trust. She hides who she is.
What was the name in Giant again?
Ishvel Prophet. ISEFJELL PROFET. This is fake name, but yes, she my parents lead clan. Clan have hard time coming with new chief. They make deal. Did not understand deal. She help make son, but she say that she comes back for the son. Parents didn't want to give up the son, so they fight. She kills them all, and I am left here.
Mm-hmm.
Very sorry.
It's nothing. You better so much worse than me.
You can't compare suffering between two people. Everyone is different. Everyone's paths are different. All of us here have experienced loss and suffering to a degree. It's to how we wear it and how it shapes us.
It's true, it's simple, but it's nothing to me. It does not bother me.
It's okay.
I appreciate that.
You are among friends here. People that care for you.
It's a reflex. It's damn it.
I understand what it is like to have to hide how you feel and who you are.
You've always understood me well. Not as well as you understand Atticus, but that's a different story. Maybe I talk to Atticus about that.
Artemis, you mean?
Yeah. Same
Atticus sounds like a demon.
thing. No. He's a lawyer. Obviously.
What about you two? Do you have any connection to this woman? You have vines tattooed all over your body.
To live in the woods.
Thought the same thing. It's camouflage.
Alright.
Where did you live near there? Initially?
You said it was near.
Nearish, yeah. Yeah, you would have been in the opposite kingdom, but it's
Geographically
yeah,
close.
geographically literally right next to it, yeah.
And you live close to where Twig from?
I
The
don't
island
recall.
is also close-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually pretty close.
So Twig, you from
Yeah, thank you.
north? You want to go home?
I can't, not yet.
Do you want to kill somebody first and then go?
Yeah.
She's in. We go, we kill Lady Ashwell, I claim my seat as king. For wherever.
I don't think we can kill her.
Sure we can. I spent my whole life tracking this woman. Now I know where she is. Ish. I should be able to kill.
If she is half as powerful as Queen Titania is, I don't think we can.
Ah, yes, but Queen Titania only queen. I am new king. And Marcus is... well, look at him. Marcus is Marcus. He could fight anything.
Queen Titania is terrifying. She's so powerful. Master Oberon is also very powerful, and he's not even close.
But they sent you.
He sent me.
Yes.
She doesn't know I'm here.
Which means...
She doesn't know that the mirror is gone.
Which means... O'Brien thinks you're strong enough,
I'm small.
but still strong. He sent you for a reason.
He gave me...
So if he think you strong enough and he's super strong, you should probably be kind of strong.
He gave me powers. That's why I'm strong.
So then you're strong enough to kill Helnina. Na. We took down Blackflowers. We on our way north at some point to go take care of Pigeon's Flower. Fivril. The old man. Simply just work together and squish him. And then go work together and take care of Helna. Then we take your mirror back. Because you said they hide your things, right?
The man did. I don't know. It seems like that's probably where it is. But it... Maybe I can sneak in and steal it back. I don't know.
How would you sneak? Be small?
Be small, invisible.
Hide yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say Faye Sparkle when hiding?
I mean, I can become invisible. I've done that before.
Do you know if invisible Fae stay hidden to other Fae?
Invisibility masks everything, aura or otherwise, unless something has the ability to see through the invisibility entirely.
She might be able to do that.
You would be masked.
She
I'm
probably-
not sure if she does or doesn't. She probably does.
She probably can. I bet Queen Titania can do that as well.
I mean, something strong enough to take down the entire tribe of Goliath. I would assume is strong enough to see through.
A shroud.
Invisible would they be?
I know if Oberon can see invisible things.
You wouldn't know.
It's exactly why we need to take care of this, though. If they are in possession of something you need, something you were sent here for, we should go get it.
I plan on getting it
But when?
as soon as I can, before Queen Titania knows it's gone. That's the goal.
How long has it been?
Months.
Is
Or I
this
guess a
thing
few
she
moons.
holds dear to herself?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen it before.
Wait, you've
But
never
she-
seen before?
Mm. It would have probably been in her private private collection.
But now we possibly know where it is. Why wouldn't call Titania?
Because she can't know that it's missing.
But how do you know Oberon is not lying to you?
Why would he do that?
Maybe he read the book and find out about such thing. Say, bring that to me, Dandelion. It's missing.
Well, he was supposed to be guarding it, and he failed. And that's why he sent me, so that she doesn't find out.
But are you sure he was guarding?
Well,
If you've never seen before, how do you know?
he was supposed to be. I don't think he was. That's why he sent me, so that she doesn't find out, because then she would be mad at him, and
Marcus,
that would be bad.
do we trust this Oberon?
Sorry, what?
Do we trust this Oberon? How do we know he not lie to Dandelion to find object? Maybe he never have in first place. He just sent her out to find.
I mean, I think would I know about the mirror prior to that? I'd be aware of it.
I don't know
Right?
that you would have.
No.
You don't have any memories.
Mhm. I have memories of like being with Oberon.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like-
if
He didn't have it.
Mhm.
Titania not know about missing it for months.
I think Master Oberon said he was going to try and keep it from her, so she doesn't find out. He was really worried about it when it went missing.
Are you sure about this?
That's why I'm here.
It's very important that we look for the mirror for her.
But like, are you sure? As sure as, and I'm gonna pick up your drawing, blue duck.
What?
The duck that you drew.
Yes, That's the whole reason I came here. That was my goal from the very beginning, was to find the mirror and get it back to Oberon as quickly as possible.
I'm gonna look around the room for a minute, and everybody. All these people trust you. You trust all them.
I think so. Master Oberon seemed to approve that I had made friends, and Rin is with him now.
And he puts up with Rin.
He gave him space and some books to read and a
It
library to
seems
stay
the way
in.
to take care of Rin. I'll tell you what. If you believe him, just as I believe you, and these people here believe in you, and vice versa, I trust you on this. But Oberon. How you say?
Master Oberon?
Master. I don't like that. Ron.
Full circle. Right back to Ron.
If you say this Ron is good man, yeah, just as you would say Pigeon is good man, or Marcus is good man, I trust you. I say we go. We go to this place. Miss Lands be damned. We get the fastest horses we find. We make it in less than a week. Big horses. Double the size of normal horses. Faster than normal horses. 2 times as fast. That's math.
And Gear, out of curiosity,
Yes.
when you get angry, strange things happen, yeah?
Not really strange. I get
Is it always the same
I get
thing?
mad, but I get focused. I don't get seeing red, as people say. I don't do that. I hunker down on what makes me mad, and I analyze and focus in on it. And then if you're saying if anything weird happens, I mean, the one time somebody's eyes popped out, I just usually squish the problem, and then it's not a problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There was that one magic guy the other day. I crushed his hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mr. Pigeon, you're probably the most well-versed amongst us when it comes to magic and things of that nature. With what they were doing with Endgear, and the strange necrotic pulse.
Oh, being shot in chest with magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not fun.
No.
It did kill some people in there.
Yeah.
Magic like bounces. It's crazy.
Dandelion, you never really went outside of the room with Master Oberon?
Not usually. If I've been like around the grounds and stuff, right?
I would say that you did not leave the room. You had been described what things looked like, but you had not left the room that he had you in.
The room being like his entire
His entire
large
lake house.
It wasn't like a 10 by 10. It
Yeah,
was
no,
a big room.
It was
a big
like many
space.
rooms,
Especially
like,
for Tiny Dandelion, it
yeah.
was enormous.
Tiny dancer.
Yeah.
You know, I never really left. It's more of an estate.
Mm-hmm.
Just within a larger estate.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Pigeon, for necromantic magic, for things such as a necrotic pulse, for what we saw from him, can you think of anything it might do besides drain life?
I don't actually think I would be very well versed. Since my magic comes directly from a religion, and I'm actually not even proficient in Arcana.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
why
I
I'm
don't
like,
think I would.
neither am I.
Yeah, I would. No,
Like,
I
we're
would,
both kind of boned, sadly, in the same subject matter.
Yeah, I would. Give
I
you
actually
a,
am proficient in
Mhm.
Arcana.
I would give
but
you a no.
Well,
So depending on what your question is, I might.
yeah. What? Well, we'll give Dandelion a spin.
Mm-hmm.
She answers many questions today. She's very on it. Fire away, Marcus.
I grew up on simple farms, and we always possessed a great reverence for water. A giver of life.
Mm-hmm.
A source of life. If necrotic energy is there to drain a thing of its life, or vitality, or spirit, whatever you might want to call it, we know that Endgear was built to destroy the reflection, that there is a physical guardian blocking, that Helena Ashwell is unable to penetrate, that guardian is what Endgear is built to destroy, and that we know it is somewhere beyond the canopy I grew up around enough forest to know that the canopy is the height of the tree line. Beyond would then be up.
Into the sky.
What other life-giving thing is in the sky?
So would I
Well,
be
there's the sun.
would I be fighting down or up?
Yeah, I think that's the question. And you,
They designed me to fight canopy. Would they drop me or throw me?
I don't know. All I know is that the canopy must be, if it is related to a forest, beyond, not through. Beyond is a very specific word to choose.
It's very true.
As though getting through the canopy ushers you into some different location. We know about and have experienced and have a friend from a different plane. That a canopy might in fact then be a veil, or in the same way that that door, the purple door that we all transgressed through, felt as though we shifted in location.
So wait, Feywild not here? I thought it's just an island.
No, Feywild is another plane.
Oh.
It is over this one.
Oh, so you're from like far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Technically, we don't know
Or
if
very
she's from
close.
far, far away. That is what I am concerned
Mhm.
of.
There's also that other one that we saw with the tree. Where,
The one outside of the cathedral with Herowill?
yes.
The half
Mhm.
split tree?
One was definitely Fey, and the other was shadow and dark and. So it could be over there too.
Oh, so like Dandelion could be from close, but like not here, either up or down.
Well, yes, I found her quite literally having arrived outside of Goldview. And she had just arrived.
That makes sense why you act like you are. I thought you from north. You might be from sky, which is just north. You know, up.
I don't think I'm from up, but I can fly. Not here, really. Something.
Then you could be from down, which could be like up. You know, so many ups that you're upside down now.
I don't know if I'm from a direction. I mean, I guess we came from that direction, but that's just where
Yes,
we were
we're from-
before.
Which way are we facing?
Times that I would have gone into the forest north of Goldview to purge bandits and things like that with my father.
Mm-hmm.
Would we have had any experiences when effectively raiding bandit camps and hovels inside of caves? Not necessarily that Marcus would have been able to identify them. But we also did experience twig blights outside of Lake Mount, so we know that there are almost mutations going back to magical energy manipulating things. Would I have experienced anything inside of that forest that now, with having better knowledge of both Fey and Shadow, might trigger, bless you,
Bless.
Thank you.
an associated memory for Marcus, especially knowing that I came from an area of peaceful plains, and that just north of me there was a dark forest.
Yeah. I would say that you definitively have a memory of your father and you chasing two bandits, one of the two splitting off into a cave. Your father goes after the other. You go after the other one into the cave. You round a corner.
He's gone.
Gone.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're much closer to my home. Which makes me very concerned as to why now Helena Ashwell chooses Yothelna for where she resides. What might be there in the Feywild?
The Feywild goes on for a while.
Oh, yes. As does here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big world.
Marcus, you asked about
The peepers?
no about magics and
Yeah, necromantic
draining
magic
of
and
life. The only thing that I can think of from my knowledge of magic is that if something takes life from something, that magic has to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we saw John Dar quite literally drain the souls and vitality out of men
Yes.
to keep himself young and strong.
He would hide in glass orbs,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yes.
it burned, destroyed.
Yes. A bird.
Some of the storm flowers contained necromancy magic.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know how they worked, like what
Mhm.
they did, right? We
There's
don't
only
know
some
if
of-
it worked the same as.
So the vision that you saw of Jondar like eating the souls of the soldiers, that essence was flowing into the flower
Yeah,
around
that
his
one
neck.
was.
But that was the fake one, right?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. You said the flower you saw was blue?
Yes.
Like the blues of water.
Yes.
I'm worried that they want him to drain the life from whatever great flower probably is the first flower to drain all of it,
And the
put
one,
it into him.
the one your queen had. Was that one of the replicas?
We don't know.
I would say that you don't know. Just that it is beginning to wilt and she is beginning to die.
If
You
I
also
was-
know that she weirdly knows demonic
Abyssal.
and abyssal.
I speak abyssal.
It's like,
Who taught you? My queen.
Don't
for
make
fun.
deals with demons.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was designed to take from flower,
Uh-huh.
what is to say that I can't give?
I think that was why they wanted to control you. So that you took it from the flower, and that you held it as a vessel.
Or
Your
gave
life.
it to them?
Your life owed to a hag.
But if I give to flower, does that mean it makes me stop being?
I don't know.
Twig, they have people there that study this sort of thing, correct? In your home?
We don't have magic where I'm from. Only the queen does.
Do you think Queen would be able to answer this question? Or do you think if I am able to give to flower, Queen would drain me and I would be no more?
She doesn't drain people.
Not that you've seen.
No. She doesn't do it. Period.
All right.
She's promised you this?
I don't
She-
drain people.
She was just like in polite conversation, like, "Hey, by the way, don't drain people."
Well,
No.
she would never do that. She's a good person. She's a good kitty.
And again, you trust this person
More than anyone. Yeah.
more than the fake pigeon.
Yeah.
I put on glasses to pull them down again.
Fake pigeon.
Don't worry about it. Dandelion,
Yeah.
did you... It's going to seem strange as well. Did you ever hear the sounds of weather outside?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Like rain or lightning or thunder?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Would you ever hear anything that would sound like in the times where we've been in the inn back in Greymore and there was a rainy evening? Would you ever hear any sounds of rushing water as though it was falling off a roof?
I would think so.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Did you ever hear anything that sounded like the waterfall that we found beneath that tavern?
Did Oberon have a waterfall anywhere near his?
Not that you
Chambers?
saw, but you have definitely heard the sound.
Of
Just
rushing.
Yeah,
Like,
heavy rushing water.
water.
Possibly falling, possibly
Yeah,
striking into
not
something.
that you necessarily would have thought of it as anything at
Yeah.
the time, but yeah, thinking back to your time there, for
Mhm.
sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do not think we will learn more by staying put. I think obviously as dangerous as Helena Ashwell is, that attempting to get into Yathalna and, well, at least speaking with the people of the area is going to be helpful for us.
Yes,
And
I agree with Marcus.
brings us closer to Twig's home, and it brings us closer to Mr. Pigeon's history.
Maybe if we didn't have like spare day, we could stop off in Baldy here and get some ice cream.
Yeah. Mm.
Should we leave today then?
I think so, Dewdrop.
We're gonna end there. Friends, thank you very much for watching this evening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We will be live on Monday for the City of Oshwamp, and the following Monday for a fireside chat. And then we will not be live again for Adoris until June 2nd, and Oshwamp will either be the 29th or the 5th, depending on... The 29th is Memorial Day, so, like,
We might barbecue and hang out.
probably
We'll
not, but we'll see. So we will see you on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all very much for being here. We love you, and thank you for all the follows and for the raid, Krotuk, and everything as well. We appreciate you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.